One of the mainstays of Christmas lunch is the gammon. So, first thing you're going to do is you're going to boil it, and the web page will tell you how long to boil how big a gammon for. So work it out. It's 1 hour plus 20 minutes per kilo. Start in cold water, bring it to the boil, throw that water away, and start again. Okay, that just takes a little bit of the extra salt off. So take it out, let it cool completely, and then pull the net off. Unless, of course, you've got a bone-in gammon, in which case it won't have a net on. If you let it cool completely, then you're not burning your fingers while you're doing this, which I feel is quite important. So you're going to take the rind off, because that's kind of hard, and it also prevents the flavour from your glaze from going in. So sharp knife and a little bit of brute force, and you'll be able to just pretty much pull it off like this. Try not to pull too much of the fat off, because that's quite flavourful. Okay, so a little bit of slice here and there, and you can pull the whole lot off. That you can throw away or feed the cat. Yeah, we've got quite a big cat. He likes that kind of thing. Then we're going to score some lines into it so that the glaze will actually stick and go into the whole thing. Plus, it creates quite a pretty pattern for you to use. So, just some horizontal lines, and then some vertical lines, and then we're going to smear it with the glaze. Now, for the glaze, you can use something very plain like mustard and sugar, which is quite traditional. Or you can use a store-bought glaze, which is fundamentally just sugar and water, really, and possibly some fruit and colouring. Now, traditionally, my wife's family, who taught me how to do the whole Christmas thing, we do English mustard and brown sugar, but we had a Worcestershire who I can't eat the English mustard, so this is Dijon mustard, and my advice to you on this one is be liberal. Put lots of mustard in it. Now the roasting fork is quite handy if you don't want to get too much mustard on your hands, which not to offend your sensibilities. I decided not to do it the old-fashioned way, which is basically stick your hands in the mustard and actually rub it in. So, see, we've been quite liberal. We've put lots and lots of mustard on it. Now we are going to cover it with a little bit of brown sugar. Now, when it comes to the brown sugar, you can use normal light brown sugar, or you can use a muscovado sugar, which is a lot darker. I personally prefer the dark one, but because we were going with a lighter mustard this year, I'm using a lighter sugar. And I'm being quite delicate and sprinkling it here, but you can actually pat it on and get it to stick. I always do this over a board so that whatever sugar falls off, I can then roll the gammon into it to actually press the sugar onto it. And I only do this quite early in the morning, and then let the gammon stand, because then the sugar dissolves into the mustard and it creates this whole mustardy crust. Now to bake it off, you need to stick it into the oven for about an hour. Because remember, it's already cooked, so all you're doing is warming it through and actually making the crust go yummy. So stick it into a roasting sheet, get the roasting fork out, a little bit of brute force for that, pop it into the oven for about an hour, and it will come out looking absolutely beautiful. And here's a picture of me popping it in the oven. Yeah, in it goes. Thank you very much. Cool. And this is what it looks like when it comes out. A few slices of this is absolutely fantastic.